Hello, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Abbas Albi from Royal LePage Vision Realty. How are you doing tonight? Today, this is the first podcast directly from the office. So let me set a little bit of a stage, what we are trying to do and what will be the objective of this podcast. I will be inviting different brokers, agents, lawyers, those who are involved in real estate, and I will try to pick their brain and try to get some information, valuable information. So tonight, I'm very fortunate to have two tycoons of real estate with me. But before I introduce them, I would like to tell you a little bit about my company, Royal LePage. It's a Canadian company, very famous company, Royal LePage. It was found in 1913, 650 locations with more than 20,000 employees working in this company. And I'm in this company for more than 10 years, and I'm very satisfied, very proud. I learned a lot of skills from this company, and above all, I met with people, those who really showed me the right path. So let me introduce you, Mahmud Naqvi. Yes, Mr. Naqvi, welcome to the brand new podcast.
Thank you, Abbas. I have to explore that tycoon thing. I don't know about that. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I know we had conversations about this earlier as well, and this is definitely going to be helpful for the buyers, sellers, investors, whoever is watching or listening to this. I've been a licensed realtor since 2005. That's roughly about 18 years now. It was Remax before, now it's Royal LePage, and I've been working with this amazing company. As you mentioned, there's a lot of things that we learned here. So yeah, I'm here to share my 2 cents.
Thank you for that. So let's move on to another guest. Does not require any introduction because he's everywhere. He's a broker of record, owner of Royal LePage Vision, a brokerage, and a wealth of experience. Anything, I can't imagine anything that he doesn't have an answer for. So let's welcome Asgher Naqvi, my broker of record.
Thank you, Abbas, for such a warm welcome. And
my pleasure.
All these big things you say, I don't know if we can live with it. But thank you again. And thank you for inviting for this podcast, which is starting now. This is your first one?
Yeah, this is just the first trial.
Okay, I'll try my best with my cousin, Mahmud Naqvi, which is also very talented. And as you mentioned earlier, very senior for us, age-wise and also...
Absolutely, yeah. It shows, yeah.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just joking, Mahmud. But yes, Abbas, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for giving your valuable time. I know you guys are super busy, very difficult to get hold of you.
So,
okay, let me start off the conversation by asking the question, what is the current trend in the real estate market so that my listeners could benefit from this conversation?
Okay. Do you want to add? Or?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Last year, since the interest rates started going up, there were a lot of people who were taking a break or were really cautious about where things are heading. People were scared to get into the market. Most importantly, interest rates were going up. The affordability wasn't there, so a lot of people were really not able to qualify for that. So now, since last month, when the Bank of Canada gave some indications that things are settling down, they won't be increasing the interest rates for some time. So the buyers have a positive note that things are going positively. They expect the interest rate to eventually drop soon. Nobody knows when, but people want to get in. A lot of people, since last year, almost same time last year, in April when things started to slow down, a lot of people were holding on. So you have all this, 8 to 10 months of inventory of people who would have bought, they didn't. So now they're trying to get into the market. Plus, historically, the inventory is really low. We have almost, I'm looking at the stats, less than, since the last 20 years, we didn't have this low inventory.
And one of the big reason is that so many buyers are there that whenever a new property is coming in the market, it's selling in few days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
A lot of multiple
also-
offers. Yeah.
That's also hitting the inventory to the record low.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, inventory is really low. Plus, this is a spring market. A lot of people, get into the market. June, is when we have most number of closings. And, if you go back and, the last 50 years, that's how it is. June 30th is when we have the most closing of the year. So people are trying to get into that cycle before they get into the holidays of July, August. Most likely this year as well, there'll be a lot of people going out. But all depends, inflation is high, so that's another.
Yeah, we are very fortunate for a while now. Our unemployment numbers are very, very low. Means the jobs are filled everywhere, and even now, if you put an ad in the paper or Indeed and all those areas, it's very difficult to hire the right person because very few people are unemployed these days. So that's very fortunate in our economy. And the federal governments have been implying to immigration new rules, new laws, especially before and after COVID. So during COVID, we didn't have immigration numbers coming the way they were supposed to come. So this year, we are expecting almost 1 million immigrants coming in 2023. So that will also makes a big impact because being a major city in the Canada, most people come to Ontario, and not only Ontario, they end up in GTA. So they will make a greater impact also on the trend, what's happening right now. So we're looking at the numbers, we're looking at the unemployment, we're looking at the GDP, we're looking interest rate. They're all working in a favor that spring market will be a better market. And we'll take it from there.
The trend we just want to add is the work from home concept, which started with the COVID. Now it seems to be in the reverse mode because there are a lot of businesses that they want their employees to come back to work, and based on the conversations I have with different people, a lot of them have to go to work or at least few days a week. That makes it really difficult for those people who have really gone too far. Some people have got cottages or as far as Peterborough or further. Those people are moving back. That's actually putting more fire to the demand as well. That they want to come back and get into the GTA or closer to the city.
Yeah, you're right. Peterborough may not be making that much of an impact, but yes, up north cottages.
Yeah,
I was reading in Royal LePage report. They call them vacational properties. They got impacted by people moving back to the city.
So what are the challenges? Of course, we have a lot of challenges in real estate as well. So what do you think? What's your top picks in terms of challenges?
For buyers right now, it's the bidding wars. There's less inventory. So they have to, the first step, as you mentioned earlier, when they are working with the right realtor, that realtor would guide them. They have to get their financing in place. I see a lot of agents who show properties. The buyers get frustrated. The agents get frustrated. They're showing homes, but then when they put the offer, the buyer doesn't qualify, right? So that wastes everybody's time, especially the buyers. So they don't have a good experience as well. So get their mortgage in place. Make sure they qualify for what they're going for. If they qualify for $500 and they're showing them $800,000 home, doesn't make sense. So that's something that they should be doing. And then the affordability and all that, that's where it counts. So with the bidding wars and all that, because if once they have their financing in place, they know where, which property to see, and then their approach would be more accurate. And a knowledgeable realtor would guide them to, which property to go for. If there's any issue in a particular property. For example, in the last couple of years, like 2021, there were an average home was probably not going through home inspection. Maybe
there was no time to do inspection.
Yeah.
If you put an inspection clause, you might as well lose the deal.
Yeah, but experienced realtors, what they did was they would get the inspection done before the offer.
Walk through
right. So that because it's just like $300,000 or $400, but that actually safeguards their much bigger investment. So
definitely, yes.
Some people really got into a messy situation because they didn't do the inspection.
Right.
So that's definitely.
What about the condo market? right now?
So only last week I was talking to one of large condo builders. You probably heard the name Tridel. And he was telling me that the condo difference between condo prices and home prices is wide right now, wider than normal.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever condos will start catching up, it will prices for chances to go up is higher.
Why?
Because they are not on the proportionally where they should be, right? They are lower right now compared to home prices. So the average, let's say the proportion is here, condo is lower than there. So it will has to come back. See, the other thing with the condos is the real estate market trend will go to normal. So last 10, 15 years, we didn't had normal. Everybody was buying or trying to buy a detached home or freehold home.
Right.
They weren't paying so much attention to the condos. But the real norm in real estate market is when the young couple gets married and they want to buy something, they start from condo. Then they go to townhomes.
Right.
Then they buy a semi-detached or detached.
Right.
It was a normal, but that normal was taken away by this crazy market in real estate. And so all the starters, all the first-time buyers the condos will attract them for the price reason and affordability reason. And the rents is crazy, right? So the first thing somebody's even renting, they're thinking to buy a condo. And then they will go into different freehold forms of real estate.
Right. Mahmud, any other thing you want to add?
Yeah, I can add, for the sellers, like, the way what they can do, or, some suggestions for that would be, one thing would be pricing their property really, right. And that's where a knowledgeable agent would come into play, because I still see, even in this hot market, where there are homes that would not sell because it's priced really high, because the sellers are expecting the prices of last year or year before, and that would take time. And what happens in that situation is the property would stay longer in the market, and then the sellers will get frustrated, and eventually they will have to drop the price, and those who drop the price, and it sells. So you have to look at, at what level, the prices are, which direction the prices are going. That's one thing. And then marketing makes so much difference. I see like some really nice properties, and still in this day and age where it doesn't cost too much, to get professional photography done, the agents do take pictures with the phone. It's just not acceptable. Those are the agents who really bring a bad name to the industry, because this is you have to accept it. This is a well-paying job.
Right,
and the agents should do their job in terms of marketing, presenting the property, because it's their responsibility to present the seller's property, expose it. That the job is to market the property, bringing the foot into the door so people come in and see the property. So that's where I think there's a huge potential that that the sellers are missing out. Make sure the proper marketing is done for that
I think we will have another program completely on the agent's responsibility, because a lot of people, they are unaware of the responsibilities of agent, because agents covers a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
That goes the editing. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to wrap it up.
I must add one more thing before we go, Abbas, is as a general public, we still think that prices, number of sales are half, 40-something%.
Right.
And prices were down some percentage. I don't know exactly.
20.
I don't remember exactly. The number 20%? Okay.
As compared to the last year.
But the big things happening right now is, do you remember last year, January, February, and half of the March market was crazy market. It was the busiest market ever. Right. So this year March, this year February, and this year January, we are actually comparing to last year.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go year before, we are not far out.
Right.
We are not far out. We are matching with February numbers very close.
Right.
And so it's not really sales drop 50%. It's not.
Okay, so
thank you for having us. Hopefully you will.
It's not that. All right, like he's probably gave a pitch or something.
No. It's my pleasure, and like I said before, I'm very thankful to both of you to participate in the first. I don't know why I'm calling iPod. This is the podcast. But I mean, I really like to thank for the valuable information coming from both of you. And thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Abbas. Wish you the best. And hopefully, point or two or three, somebody will take it from your podcast and it will help them.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, there will be a podcast. I may not have these two lovely people. I may have some other people. But time to time, I will be inviting them, if they have a time, to come and talk about real estate, because real estate is a very lengthy topic. There is no end to it. And we'll take up from there. Thank you, and have yourself a very, very wonderful day. Bye for now.